to begin this game. And yeah, we got game faces on right now. We got some boot camping Astralis players as well, which is always a delight. Entropiq are boot camping themselves. Have even said we spoke to Crowd in the first interview on day one. Blame looks like he's at home at least, but for the most part, Astralis are situated together. Yeah, this is a very hype game though. This is maybe the most hype game of the tournament. I don't think Fnatic Astralis lived up in any way in terms of clean Counter-Strike. That was a sloppy best of 3, and I don't think Astralis is going to be able to get away with any sloppy CS against this. Remember, this is not a tier 2, tier 3 CIS roster. This is number 9 in the world right now. Entropiq, who beat them back at the major, albeit with Dupree and Magisk on the way out. But still, this is not a team you want to sleep on. And as far as Asian goes, we all know it's a CT-sided map, but Entropiq, who have 23 maps played, is one of their most played maps, if not the most. They have a 52% of their 1 rounds are on T side. That is super rare on Ancient. So Entropiq are no team to roll over in this first half. Nice flash peek, but it's only Nickelback here. He's going to find out the hard way. Out he goes, sees 3 players, and he evades capture. The rest of his team charge B.
Yeah, Blame here is going to get chased down on the long side, but you don't want to give too much of a chase. The bomb is here fighting on Lackey. Oh, this could get weird. It's really fixated around winning these gunfights, and you haven't won a single one yet. Lackey's only going to take one to the grave with him. Now, Nickelback has actually given us a really good tournament performance. He's been someone you can look at and rely on to put up big numbers. Maybe not always the case, but it is right now. Is he ready for the ramp flank? No. Config will dome him. Back of the head for Nickelback. And he wants you to look at that photograph.
Well, you couldn't really wait, Harry. You had to use it round 1, did you? That's wasted, in my opinion. Nah. But it's fine. It's fine. Nice pistol out of Astralis.
Snap. That's going in my cringe collection.
Well, the pages are overflowing, I can tell you that much. Yeah, you know, Entropiq had no util, keep in mind. So that's why they went for the hunt. That's why they went for the 4-long push. They were trying to win the fights out and just close it in kills, but not able to get comfortable in the site and stop a retake from Astralis. Or at least so they thought. The other way didn't work much better. Full eco, well, a couple of Deagle duels. Deagle duels against Lucky with the scout. Lovely shot from Lucky. Lucky with 2 lost. And the Lucky combo is going to be interesting to say the least. With 1 smoke, it is a perfect smoke to get a plant. And Nickelback has followed up. Oh, the spam. It does deny 1. The bomb plant still comes in a second later. Entropiq should not win this round, but they have a man up. And they've already picked post plants. Massive spot for Crad. Wow. Oh my goodness, it's only a Glock.
Yeah. Glaive. Oh, he doesn't check it. But oh, Blame F will.
Pranked.
The Scout's done some damage, but the UMPs from range are raining death in from afar. Up close, it's another tag. Forrester needs to try and convert this with just a Glock in his pocket. They are on the bomb. They're sticking it. Blame's holding for the repeak. And so they do manage to get back on top of that round. It gets pretty close, considering that was a bunch of Glocks and a Deeg in play, and you'll take a bomb plant with that much damage done, right? Forcing some reinvestment early out of Astralis.
Blame's the savior, mate. If he doesn't check Crad, that round is over. More likely than not, Crad can definitely go 1 for 1, even with the Glock. Just tell his team not to face. He could even walk behind and make sure they just don't get on the defuse. Here we go. Might be a cave smoke there. Gonna have a look. Yeah, that's a nice lineup. Doesn't require walking either. Steal it, take it, use it in your pugs. But right now, Entropiq, they're bringing anything but hugs as they walk into the A site. Crad might have to go first in B, as he is stuck behind a ramp smoke. It is still this contact play. Lucky. Oh, he's not got the gun for the job here. He's been spotted. Molly is not going to come down, but they'll throw one to him. He smokes it and just tries to stay alive. Config comes in for the kill, but Forrester has taken him out. Lucky now getting run down. Good kill on the bomb. Lucky at range with the UMP, and that is not supposed to happen. Not like that, at least. Elian lines up 1, and Forrester almost doubles down. It's a weird round, 2-on-2 in a weird spot with a late mid lurker. Glaive is ready.
Yeah, he looks so prepared for Crad here. Wow. And so he's going to walk to his demise. Elian looking for a kill first, and it's that decision to swing that leaves him in the firing line of Glaive. This is a convincing CT side start out of Astralis. Getting past the rifles, getting past the AWP. Lucky, big hold with the UMP. Worst gun in the round, and gets the most out of it.
Yeah, these Deegs have proven to be a bit of a problem at least, but still. Lucky throwing that B ramp smoke. Making sure the door is covered off. Let's see if it lands. It looked good. And so it shall. Perfectly, in fact, as Entropiq runs through it with no fear. Deegs is trying to dodge flashes. Crad, he's not looking for anthills. Blame gets out and goes to mid instead. But Lackey again with the opener on this round. He did it in the second as well. Oh, Crad, he gets shot through the smoke. Although the kill feed wouldn't tell you. I don't know if Zip could see him. 4 on 4. Still not expecting this round to be won by Entropiq, but kills are lovely. Kills are luscious. Nickelback has picked up a gun. Would love to see him give that to Forrester with armor. Give me a gun after midnight. Nickelback. I don't know if he knows Forrester has armor. Yep, he's given it over. And now the B entries come through. Still got Elian lurking, so he has to go first. Try and find out what's going on A. Oh my god, these Deagles!
That's going to force a rotate, mate. Elian's done his job. Right now, 2 players scampering away from B.
He's got so much space.
And now he's taken Temple. Yeah, ideally, you want to deal with this lurk player first, right? Before this B take even comes through, they need to flush him out, and they will. Zip holds down the B play. Only going to make matters sweeter once again. They want to try and fight for this long control. Zip decides to just give it up. Bomb's going to get planted, and with Forrester dead, you've kind of missed your window here. The Deagle Lackey needs to deliver. Down with the first, but he is getting wrapped through Cave, and there's Config to seal the deal on this mid-lurk again.
Got to give it to Zip. Didn't rotate, didn't fall for it. Astralis don't panic after they lose the AWP, and Lucky, you know, just getting bopped there by the Deagle. Lackey and Elian's Deegs right now looking lovely, and you know, Elian needs to come into this game rip-roaring on the AWP. As many AWPers can be quiet on the T side. This is a great map to find opening picks though, especially if they're setting them up with boosts on the box outside the B site. Quick flash to make sure Astralis don't get aggressive. We might have that boost. All the nades are going to force a lot of respect and a lot of map taken by Astralis. They even spam a bit more further damage. Glaive caring for boosts in middle. Astralis have that full mid control and even keeping up the pressure on lane. That smoke is so scary. Even if you have mid for Entropiq, that smoke implies that Astralis could just swing it. And Blame going for spam shots. Be very careful indeed. There's a gap there. Crad can see something. Something juicy, all right. The Molly's going to force Blame to commit, and Crad gets a spot. Now they know they have him trapped. Blame really wants to escape, but he also knows a swing is likely. Crad coming in with his teammate, Nickelback dead, and Crad needs his trade. He can't get it. Blame with a double up. Going to try and survive here. Escaping would be massive. Elian, in the meantime, looking for a B pick. Oh, that's an angle.
Forrester's probably dead on the swing. Yeah, he's double peaked. And so Lackey in a world of hurt, all alone. He's getting aggro down ramp. Got the knife out, mate. And Config lights them up. It's Config and Blame F. Out of complexity, they'll make it simple in this round. 5-0 for Astralis. And a very well put together CT side so far. Attack pause for Entropiq, and yeah, I think it's justifiable. This has been a bit of a rough one, right? You've definitely had opportunities, but for the most part, it's the rifle rounds that have fallen the flattest. Which, you know, on one hand, you can look at it and say, yeah, we're always making these 4 spies close. We're always doing something. In that same vein, though, the rifles really haven't been much to write home about so far. I mean, you know, whenever a team's doing great with just the Eagles, it's like, well, when you're playing like you have nothing to lose, with all that gumption that comes with being only armed with the Deagle, you're looking real slick, Rick.
5-0, and yeah, this is a great showing for Astralis right now. Again, reminder that Entropiq love a T side on this map. They are no stranger to T rounds, so looking to get it done with just a couple of guns. And already Astralis, they've got that util down pat. Some call it banana, and if it is anything like Inferno, then you'd hope Astralis have powerful nades. The mollies slow down the ramp take, but it will be coming in. Blame again, aggressive towards cave. Lucky, a different angle this time. Warping towards B. The flash won't do a thing about it. He misses his shot. Zip at the back of the site. Good spot. And he might be able to take out both AKs out of this round. Or Blame got to help out. Zip's overwhelmed. Wallbang from the lane side. Blame will put down the AKs into irretrievable positions. And while there's a player deep in the cave right now, smoked off, going to get flashed out. Crad going for a hero play. Can't work. Blame denies, but will die. And Elian only one. As Forrester, who got that spam kill onto Zip, is stuck in lane. Good shot. But winning the round is something completely different, and Forrester, he wants to give it his best damn go.
Lengthy rotate, only made possible by the fact that they fixed the water bug.
Yes, yes. Run, Forrester, run!
Re-aggro at ramp. Astralis are about to realize they've had the wall pulled over their eyes here. They're just hoping if they go together, they can win it in the 2v1. Lucky and Glaive will actually decide to separate. Now, with Lucky so low, this could still get weird. Especially because, for all you know, mate, Astralis, on their side of things, you know, he could be in CT, he could be in Temple, he could be main, he could be Donut. There's so many angles to clear, and you're very quickly starting to run out of time. Eventually have to kind of throw caution to the wind here. Lucky going to go in first as someone to make noise, tap the bomb, trying to bait a peek, but it's not the commitment. And Forrester not peeking, he's waiting, and now they're on it. He takes them off, and he hides away again. Forrester,
he's won it.
He's done enough in this round. Time becomes the problem for Astralis, and the AWP isn't even grabbed. You can't hold on to it, so that's out of play. You could look for Config to drop one over. However, I'm assuming you're going to want him to... Oh, actually, hang on. Yeah, if Glaive drops one, yeah, you should be all right.
Great clutch, though, from Forrester. Astralis don't want to start early rotating until they hear the plant. And like you said, because they had just no map in that round, they have so much to clear. And even with the bomb plant, it fakes out Glaive really hard. He is considering that maybe Lucky's been, you know, timinged up on Donut and allowed to walk past, or maybe there's been a big flank. Last place you want to check is the boost. Oh, dear. Nickelback trades, who's very deep out middle. Going to be able to frag Glaive, frag to Config while he's smoked off in middle. And Entropiq take this kill and they leave immediately, grouping up for the A here. They know Lucky's been playing here many a round. Crowd is still lurking B side, but he's got no nades to do anything here. It's going to have to just be a random smoke walk or a timing if he wants to win this round out. And Elian holding nothing, dead angles. As Config swings in and drops that AWP, the bomb was with him, but now it evades. And it almost feels obvious to go B at this point. Config's already made that rotate, already made that read as he goes back to red. Trying to get mid-info as well. Astralis lean back and care their timings, but ultimately, they know it's coming.
Yeah, you don't have any util to cut these angles off, and at this point you don't even really want to be caught throwing the very limited amount you have. It's a contact push, and they do clear Blame F, who waits in the cubby. Advantage is flipped on its head. The 2B defenders bested right away. Config and these mid lurks, mate, they've been the real kind of saving grace of Astralis. He's come in with a big frag, and Lucky here to join him now. They spot Nickelback in the 1v1, he'll swing, and Lucky holds the line. Astralis grab themselves a 6th.
God, that would have been a way in, though. That was a 3-on-5 initial, sorry, a 4-on-5, a 3-on-4 at one point in the round after Config drops the AWP in A main. And I love that decision for Config as well. You talk about the late lurk. He once he gets that pick on the AWP, he checks mid again, and he realizes it's clear. With 45 seconds, it's likely that Entropiq are just grouping for a hit. It's not A main, he thinks, because he's just killed the AWP. And so he just flanks B instantly, and that really sets timings off for Entropiq. The second they get comfortable in B in a post plant, he shoots him in the back of the head. No nade needed in mid, no smoke for the Molotov. That molly is Entropiq's, and they run right by to get top red. A confident call for Nickelback. Knife out and through the smoke. Oh my goodness. Lucky's not going to walk into this one, because Nickelback knows he has great timing, but at what point does he want to make this happen? At this point, definitely eyes on this position. Entropiq need to trade the kill at worst. Lucky leans even further back to B and will find that kill. Can't double up. Lucky with a trade, and Forrester's got a pick as well. As Elian shuts off an A rotate, the bomb's going to double back. It was looking like it wanted to go B, but you've already killed Donut, and you've got that CT control. Lots of map for Entropiq, lots of options open.
Crad with these annoying lurks again at ramp, man. Blame F, one step ahead of him. Is that going to spur you on to want to give this a look in? It's similar to last time in that you just don't have any control. And this time you're aware that they made it to CT, so that's just going to force the save out of Astralis here. Entropiq nab themselves a second, and on the back of the money being in a bit of a rough spot, we might not have any sort of reinvestment around these guns. Well, actually, no. Yeah, you probably will just force up.
Yeah, just broken money. And Astralis have done a good job on this map already. Like 6-2 is nothing to turn your nose up at. A good CT side so far, given the given the favor of Entropiq. And yeah, Astralis may have expected this map to come in today, but knowing it's coming and being able to put a stop to it is a very different thing. We've seen nice proactive rounds for them and good reads on Entropiq's rotates.
I mean, being real, I think if you're Astralis here, you need as many rounds as you can get in this first half, right? Because it's not even so much about Entropiq at that point. It's just that T-sides have been a bit of a stumbling point for the Astralis squad.
Yeah, Krad's kind of on a lot of zero impact lurks right now, so maybe if he can start to find space and get a little bit more value out of these B holds, then we could see some more depth for Entropiq on this T side, but mid has been theirs when they've wanted it. And this round shouldn't be an exception. Unless Astralis are close pushing mid with pistols and SMGs, they won't really have the utility to dominate mid. Maybe a Molotov, but we've already seen how Nickelback wants to smoke that and just take space early in the round. Get your picks in mid, regroup for a hit. Entropiq have got lots of executes on B. Lucky dropped an M4 over to play the scout, no armor. It's valiant buy. Astralis though, now armed and dangerous again in this round. 3 M4s, or 3 rifles rather. They molly right side and they run right through it to commit to A. There's a scout lighting up one, double tag. Lucky takes Forrester. Lucky trades Lucky, and now double swings out from Astralis. Everyone fighting full force right now. Blame is going to be here to stop a bomb plant. Elian will pick Zip out of spawn, and Config goes flashing through. Blame was in a really good spot. It would have been nice to see Astralis play off of him and let Blame activate. Instead, now all eyes are going to be on Temple. Smoke, Molotov, it's going to tick. He's got to throw his own utility, and that gives it away. It's fine. Zip gets picked on a rotate, that's one thing, but if Config doesn't go out there, Blame can definitely have a round, and now he's just been forced out, looking to save the gun for the next. So I would love to see Config not keep that pressure up. I'd imagine with Blame in the corner, he was calling for space, he was calling for time, because Entropiq, it's so hard to plant on this A site. Even when you think you're comfortable, you're really not.
Yeah, I mean, that almost feels like the kind of appearance of these stylistic clashes, that we spoke about in the preamble to this game. But especially considering he had the A1S, and like spamming that gun is just broken. It's very, very hard to answer back against. Would have been nice. But this might be one of those coulda, woulda, shoulda moments. Only downside now is the 4-6 feels pretty inevitable unless Blame has himself around here with this hero gun. I'm never ready to call this round over, though, or guaranteed, because actually most of the hero rifle rounds we've seen on Ancient have been won by the CTs, as wild as that is. There was the Ecstatic game earlier on today where they managed to do it. I think it was Bird from Sky with his hero M4, and Floppy had one as well.
Oh,
that's the gun gone right away.
Yeah, it didn't flash Nickelback in the slightest. Don't know where it popped. I imagine it was just thrown from over the A site. Can be hard to get those mid flashes. Being methodical on A, burning out the back plat box. Hellions Krieg found a pick last round, but really it's only pistols here. It should be easily done. Config, a double dink dirt. Grabs the AK and baited into that pickup. Glaive's got another pistol kill. It's not going to mean a round here. You see even the bombs hunting, they're so assured that this is theirs, but just a bit of damage for Astralis can go a long way in terms of breaking this money eventually. That's the aim. Glaive threw the flash shot. Wasn't from A, it would have been from B. But that's why I didn't get Nickelback just popping behind him as he looked at the donut smoke. All right, a good start for Astralis, but Entropiq are waking up.
Yeah, deep ram smoke in again. Are they looking to take the control, or is it just a red herring? Because Entropiq have gone right through it. They run down Zip. This is more like it. This is more for Entropiq to work with. Glaive shut down. They've done so much damage. But if you're not given a kill to get enticed back into this retake, you might never capitalize on it. They're going to give it a little look in first. With Lucky now dead, wiped off the slate by Forrester, this should just be the save commit. Even a re-smoke down deep at CT to lock Config out, or at least that was the idea.
There's no kit. Not at all. No one bought one, so it has to be the save for Astralis as much as they don't want to give it up, although a second kill, surely not for Config. And Entropiq, I love the pace there. Also, worth noting, Lackey runs in front of that spray on long, or short rather, and saves Krad's life. He takes the bullets for him, and that keeps Krad up on 5 health. So, saving his teammate, taking the shots for him, and that got Entropiq into B. Zip gets overwhelmed by a running MAC-10, and, you know, there haven't been a lot of early fights in the B sites. That's a nice change of pace. Blame 5-0 on duels against Krad. And that's because, you know, Blame has been checking that eggshell corner, as some call it, down the bottom of B ramp. So, yeah, a lot of dominance from Astralis in the early game. But as said, a wide-awake Entropiq with, again, another furious pace. Nickelback and Lackey always taking this quick mid-space. Lackey again just going through the red smoke. I love this confident play. Lovely flash over the A side. Config goes very deep and he does some damage. That's going to make Entropiq scared of A, but they also know they have room as a result. So backstab off of the B. And Blame, he's a bit stuck at the box. He's going to jump out into safety. Lackey needs to be careful. Close, pulling nades out. Glaive's going to run him down. Lackey somehow wins that fight and finds Blame a bit of damage at least. Lucky stops Krad's B-Luck, which has been non-impact this game. And the rest of Entropiq charge out A.
Config's already here, though, and he's been pretty reliable. Has Config, always getting away with more than you think he should be allowed. This time it's only one, but he's at least left Astralis in a doable spot here. Oh, my.
So scary.
That nade pull going to hold back the temple push. Buys you just a few more seconds, and time is everything in a round like this. You know, you're down at the 2-on-2. It's not comfortable, but you can win it due to the lack of kit. And now that Elian's got the info as to where both these players are, it's only going to make Forrester's life that much easier. Blame F might know where they both are. He might know what needs to happen. He just doesn't have the time to win it. And Elian closes it out with 3 on the Craig. So this started 6-1 for Astralis. Very, very quickly. Oh, how the tides have changed. We're back into an even game. Orb's going to come out now for the Astralis squad, 2 of them.
Yeah, Elian's work going to be cut out for him now, right? He didn't get anything done off the early AWP, but this Krieg is actually looks really, really nice. Especially on A, taking this fight to CT is very hard with the AK, but he's just been killing rotates round after round. And now Astralis double AWP. Yeah, Config as well on this AWP, always scary. Red presence flashing through, and Glaive, he found the solution. Nickelback has done that one too many rounds for Glaive to fall for it.
Dude, this was a real nade dump as well. Like, look at that. The map is covered in 5 smokes for Entropiq. Well, you didn't find anything with them. This should be an Astralis round on the back of just all the nades being gone within the first 10 seconds for Entropiq. It meant that everything had to go flawlessly, and if it didn't, well, you were in a bit of a problem. Especially, you know, considering this is the round that those double AWPs came into play. Crad dead on his B lurk. I just kind of want to see him leave this side of the map altogether. He's having a bit of a rough time.
I mean,
here.
you need the map control, but it's like, you know, we've seen him. Luckily, I don't think Krad's B lurks have lost Entropiq rounds. They've often been him walking into B when they're like already out the A site, but just, you know, Astralis are leaving their anchor B. Zip is not rotating unless he has to. And so it's not like Krad's like finding this magic gap at all in any of these rounds. You know, in that one, he's in a 2-on-5, whatever. He clears the wrong angle in a 50-50 corner. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. But I agree, yeah, it's just he hasn't really done anything this game. Maybe there's still time. 2 T rounds left for Entropiq to flex. Lackey just smokes the molly again in middle. No fear. Glaive comes through the other side of the smoke. And you got to love it from Glaive. Will be traded at least. Nickelback keeps things even, and Config was AWPing over the top of this mid-smoke, so he knows no one's out, or at least so he thinks. Nickelback does double back. Lucky stopped Alien at the B site in the meantime, just boosted on top of the box on ramp. And Krad, if they were ever around, this would be it. But Blame has played a different side than the last time, keeping it fresh. Krad faking a flash will do nothing as Blame stays in his position.
Yeah, Lucky's holding for the A-cross with the AWP, and Config's got his bearing down on Krad. I mean, Krad's in a bit of a rough spot here. Like, if he tries to leave mid, I think he knows he's in trouble, right? You've seen the double AWPs. Oh, he will still get out. Okay. Gets out with one. That's something. That's workable now. I like this reposition from Forrester. He's going to get set up in Donut. And so if Nickelback can get this bomb planted, you're not ready for this deep player. Blame F caught. And you never even saw them crossing into the site. This is a really nice protocol for Entropiq, right? Having a very good understanding of these rotations and where players could be with the time that's been allowed to them. Lucky now in the clutch. 1 versus 2. They're both holding close and caught swinging. Lucky's gone. Entropiq tie this game up at 7-7.
Yeah, that's a really, like you said, a really high impact kill for Krad, right? We have been, you know, raining on his parade, but he comes in with a storm that round, just destroying the AWP of Config up top mid. Is reaggressed, but gets the info that Blame is flanking middle. And at that point, as you say, Forrest is set up in Donut, knows what he needs to do, knows the fight he needs to win, and winning it wins Entropiq the round. They get the nice open plant for Donut, and they just finish off the kills as Astralis retake Temple CT. It's a nice recovery from a 6-1 start for Astralis. They've still got a good enough CT side, you know, a good enough, maybe, but it's all about the depth in that second half. We don't really know. This is an untouched map since the major for Astralis. Molly's out A. Bomb is coming to group as well outside the jungle side. Alien hoping for a pick, but Lucky has been extremely passive on the A site when he's been here. It's been Config who's been making magic happen on A, right? Taking A main or fighting against the AWP. Lucky has been situated here in most of these rounds, or Temple with the AWP. So Alien's not going to get given the pick. Krad doing his thing. Oh, does he want to go through? Is someone going to set him up? Is someone going to save the day? He dropped his smoke before he's thrown in by the flashbang, but it does nothing to Zip, who holds on well. Low health. Going to trade spots with Blame, or at least fight together, as Entropiq are committed to this B play. Alien late lurking with the AWP, but he might just miss the timing. Config's getting situated up on ledge right now, and he is perfectly positioned for that re-peek. Now Astralis know exactly what's going on, and these cave players can just live, spam, and play the retake.
Oh, they're going to boost Blame F up the boxes, trying to deny a bomb plant. Nickelback is safe for now.
Saw him. He faked it.
We'll get that bomb planted. Spam from Cave. You know, there's still players in here. They're desperate for these CT fights. There's the wrap getting dealt with now by Forrester. They swing CT together, and even though Nickelback is dinged, it's not the end of the world. He's going to go on a bit of a tear to close out that first half. 8-7 to Entropiq. Man, I mean, I thought that had Astralis written all over it. You know, they were sat in a very good spot. They knew where the play was coming in. They're 5-on-3 after dealing with Krad's lurk through the ramp smoke and Alien's late lurk in middle. But it's that decision to swing long. Great awareness for the wraparound from Glaive as well. I think when you've lost so much control in mid and over towards A, you are leaning into the idea that someone's got to come lane at some point.
Yeah, those caves.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, this is where I'm most interested. I want to...
Yes.
Because I want the Astralis T-sides to look really pretty, and they haven't so far. I don't think I'm criminal for saying that.
Nope.
You know, and I want them to be better. So let's see what they've got up their sleeve here.
Fast through cave. We've got a bit of util. Lucky can throw in a dark molly if he wants, but it needs to be quick with Astralis already pushed this deep. There's a smoke for short. Nickelback dinked, and now Entropiq with an opening kill at least. Lackey does get that frag before the B push comes in on the flank. He won't activate. He'll wait as Astralis have to waste time on their backline, pushing forward, and those are lovely Glock shots for blameF. He might even go through the smoke as Glaive doubles back with a bomb. He clears out Lackey, who was not patient enough, and now the bomb is coming back into B. It could get stopped on the lane. Forrester with a T-spawn wrap. He pushed A main at the start of the round, and he needs Nickelback to come in, who was gooshed earlier on the long side. Nice shot from Forrester. Not missing a beat right now. Blame opened with 2, and now he needs the same on the close.
They're just going to play around the bomb, though. And Blame's got so much to do here. Nickelback's low, and really might just give this kill away, right? Holding this angle, but it's all whether or not Blame checks it. He should have the awareness. Woo! Woo! Oh! Nickelback going to steal it away. And there's Entropiq finding a pistol. See, if we live in a world where BlameF transitions into being an entry player, that would be a very exciting one, right? Because, dude, whenever you see him in fights like this, it looks so compelling. Like,
for sure.
It's always been the thing, you know he can do it. He had to do it on Complexity back when Config stepped back due to that injury. But if we live in a world where BlameF leans into that responsibility, I think it could be a very interesting timeline.
But the time is not now. Entropiq, a pistol round in the pocket plus an 8-round T-half. They are sitting very pretty in this map, but it's not how that begun. Astralis using every second of this round right now. Waiting out the util, waiting out the smokes, letting Entropiq get lulled into map control. Nickelback's peeking down lane. He's got it with Crad now, fully cleared. Let's. It's interesting to compare Crad's T-side lurking out ramp to what he's going to be doing as the B anchor this map. We'll have to wait and see. Impatience for Entropiq, and maybe it pays off, because this timing for Lackey, if he flanks B right now, it's going to be perfect. Astralis have just been trapped by another smoke, so they will watch their backline. They've got nothing else to do. Lackey clearing main is fine, because at this point you can tell your team, it's a B. I'm pretty sure, boys. And look, they fully believe in the call.
I mean, with good reason. Forrester swang it wide and didn't get fought, and then you cleared the back part of main, so you know it's the B play. And the MP9,
yes.
coupled with Nickelback's push up on lane, is pretty devastating. It was always going to be the case that Entropiq won that round. Something would have to go really, really wrong to lose it. But now you have this investment. This is where I want to be stunned.
Yes.
I want to get taken back. I want to have my world rocked by this first rifle round out of Astralis.
Well, maybe Glaive's the guy to do it. World ender, world bender maybe, but we'll have to see. Nice cave molly, or lane molly rather, as Astralis trying to deny that mid jump up to lane. It's not going to be a worry yet. Smoked out his zip. Respecting the B utility was the game plan for Astralis anyway, as they try and fake out this A site. Say fake out, the bomb's still jungle, so this does rely on those A main players from not dying, or at least one of them staying up to go back for the bomb. But it's not like they're even trying to fake. They don't make steps, they don't give info. Crowd has a re-smoke for the B door. Oh god, they see him as it fades though. Careful. Now you know Astralis are running a slow default. Top mid smoke from a safe position as well.
See, with these groupings they've taken, I'm actually getting a little more faith, because I think Config is like a great man to have alongside Glaive. Both of them exert a lot of pressure, right? Config is a good second man to have joining you and be that, like, second point of contact. And then also I'm looking at, like, the other three, and I'm thinking, surely Blame's got to be doing the entrying out of these lot, right? You don't have Lucky opening up rounds. Zip, he's had a really rough time in opening duels, so I'm assuming this is a bit of a focal point around Blame being the entry player in this little pack of three, and that that premise excites me a lot.
I love this for Entropiq. Astralis are trying to look for a mid pick at 30 seconds, but Entropiq go, guys, they're running out of time. We're on a bonus anyway. Let's just lock in, gamble a bomb site, and play really safe. All the info they've got is Lucky's cleared A main, and we saw B players outside the door earlier. We know Astralis are running a slow round, and as a result, the gamble is picture perfect. 15 seconds as the smokes come in. Crad, even a kill here could complicate matters massively. They're flashing him off. He doesn't know what's going on, and he turns as they run up ramp. Dear, oh dear. Bomb gonna go down. Lucky ducking under the shots. He still gets tagged, but not enough. 2 scout shots connect. Astralis have a plant. There's the shot in the post, and Config tucked in will hit the headshot. 3-on-3. He is flashed, but that smoke is a bit of a wall right now. They can't fight through. He has to swing. Forrester trades, and now Astralis holding off.
Zip. Oh. He's going to get helped by Blame, but now you know where both players are. Now you've got an idea. Nickel back, trying to flush out Blame F, and he will get the better of him. 1v1, and Zip on the other side. Can he deliver? Yeah. Yes, he will. You get him in those moments, and that's where you get the most out of the guy. The first rifle goes the way of Astralis. It's a last-second pop into B with the stack there for Entropiq. Helped out by a very unfortunate timing for Crad on the turn away from ramp. You know, at that point, he'd heard so many footsteps in cave. I think a part of him just believed that that is where almost everyone was going to spill in from. You know, last thing you want is to be looking at ramp and just get tapped in the back of the head, but I guess it happens the other way around. There's a bottle of water out for Entropiq.
Nice. But yeah, it's a good round for Astralis, right? Like a lot could have gone wrong there with Crad playing close ramp. If he just churns up a kill or two, that's a done round for sure. And you know, missed scout shots until the post plant. Astralis were a man down in it, but Entropiq don't have the weaponry to hunt them down and don't have the time to waste either. Astralis convert onto a bonus round. And often you would just straight up buy here, but I like the Entropiq. Oh, no, they're going to buy. Yeah, it's just going to mean no util and no AWP, but the buy is fine. 2 players are full sets. Forrester lacking and Lackey as well. What's the mid util like? 2 players playing it, but that molly comes out and it forces some respect out of Lackey. Look at the pace from Lucky. Do this Lucky-Lackey battle. And he's only just going to put pressure on before he evades capture. Something that Nickelback was doing a lot right. Even Lackey on the T side running up top mid insta. They're regrouping back at B through spawn now. A lot has been seen in middle, and look at what Entropiq are dedicating to this position. They're going to find out sooner rather than later, but is it soon enough? 2 donut players trying to peek in to join Ellie, and they realize, guys, mid's clear. Watch your sights, watch your extremities. Crad's trying to get reposed in time, but they're coming in through B. They're not waiting. 1 flash to announce Crad has to play in the cave smoke. He's got to stop them from getting deep, but Glaive is so far up in his grill. Lovely pace out of Astralis. They show so much movement in middle, and Entropiq are never ready for the B-pop. Only 1 man in the bomb site, and make that no one now. Config and Glaive lock out Entropiq of this round, and you've got to save what you've got.
Yeah, something that's actually making this really impressive, and it also lets me credit him for it, is... Oh, hang on a moment. Hang on a moment. Oh, tries to jump peek it.
Nice.
Regardless, right, going to try and get out with the guns. Of course you are. But Lackey, you know, even though he's been on SMGs throughout pretty much the entirety of the CT side so far, and he is getting tagged up in these early fights, and he is getting brought down low, you're getting a lot of utility out of this guy in terms of his info flanks, man. It feels like no matter where Astralis have been going, Entropiq know ahead of time. Now, to give credit the other way, it means you are walking into an Entropiq that have all the info and you're still winning rounds. And that's perhaps the most important takeaway here. This has been a nice T-side start out of them, winning the bonus round, now breaking the economy after converting a kind of botched rifle buy in the second of the full rifles. And so at this point, we're looking for the equalizer for Astralis. There is this 1 hero gun in play on Forrester. Obviously, Lackey's MP9 as well. And he gets that info, just immediately hops down. Rotates have been called for. They've pulled everyone over towards this side of the map. And that might be false confidence, right? Dealing with this site player. Astralis, though, they know better. They're not going to overcommit here. They still have Blame waiting outside of the B site, tucked in a cubby.
Yeah, and compare this B look with that of Crowds, right? Obviously, there's no one here on this eco, so it's a lot more free for Astralis. There's a lot less complaints on this T side, as he's just going to run on in, take as much space as possible, and set up the rest of the team. With the red carpet rolled out, the bomb can go down, and this flank for Entropiq is, well, unfortunately a little too late, maybe forcing double saves here for the M4 at the bare minimum. Crowd in middle. And Blame got to turn back. He'll get spotted, but you're not worried for Astralis in this round. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing will go wrong. Do no evil, see no evil. Blame is evil on the edge of the smoke. Saving the MP9 implies you're going to play it in a gun round, though. Unless this is a very late round swing for Nickelback.
Might be more on the exit here. They're just going to cross safe, hide out. Nice. And so there's that equalizer that was promised. The reinvestment going to come through for Entropiq. And finally, you know, they're going to have a little more to work with here. It still is going to come with limitations. I'm a little bit sad that, you know, we're into our 6th round of this second half yet. Still haven't seen a complete buy with, you know, the AWP in play, full util, but that's the nature of some of these saves on the CT side. You need to get the ball rolling eventually.
Yeah, mid's taken. It's just Lackey stuck in the cutout. He's hoping he doesn't get mollied. Astralis have all the util in the world, though, and are looking to take a late mid play. This could get weird if they throw it, but is it going to be an announced commit? Blame gets dinked. I think Nickelback spam with that MP9. Astralis going to have to manually clear out Lackey from this corner. But he is very patient. The longer he sits here, the less they consider it. And that is the entire game plan of the round. No other mid info for Entropiq. No one even close to help. If Lackey dies, there's a gaping hole in the defense here for Entropiq. A lot of options open for Astralis, and they're wondering, why is it so free? Surely the brain's starting to question this at this point. They're going to go and not check it. Oh, he tries to hold the shot, and Config saves Glaive's life. Nickelback does what he can, but he can't finish Blame. Zip gets that trade. Glaive has top mid info as well. This is a beautiful round out of Astralis and Entropiq. They would save if they could, but they are still in the firing line right now. Bit of re-aggro for Crad, spotted. He gets a second chance at life, but with this info, with this mid-control, the bomb is rotating, and Astralis have yet again made the perfect read. I am liking the T-calls. It's a lot more measured, a slower approach, but they are just pulling the wool over Entropiq's eyes. Penny dropping now for Forrester. He's all alone. He's got to do everything right now. 1 kill, trying to buy time. Krad's here as well, wins his fight, and now there's still a chance for Entropiq.
Yeah, suddenly you're in with an opportunity. Blame F and Zip, though. Last 2 alive. Zipnix needed to win that, and with it not going his way, Forrester can just taper off on the aggression.
Oh, it's
Blame F.
Okay, no.
Tries to fake a couple of footsteps on the run back, but does situate himself in main. This should have been heard by the player moving in through Donut, and so that molly comes in, mate. They're getting on the bomb, and Blame can't peek.
No kit, though.
Okay, the kit situation makes it a bit more interesting, but he's still got like 2 seconds to swing and get the kill. And so that's just the bomb stuck.
Yeah, you know, what else can you really do there? You know, if that is a stick, you're getting held anyway, and you're going to try and swing the planter, but the cover's going to be wider, and you have to win 2 fights in 2 seconds. Not realistic.
I also think the reason he doesn't swing is because part of him probably believes that they do have a kit in play. Maybe it was just the tap.
Yeah,
you counted the numbers, you get to 6, and you're like, they should have won the round by now.
I'll call it. Yeah, no, that's fine for Blame. Just save the gun. Not really realistic to win that round. And 11 to 10 for Entropiq. That should have been an Astralis round, to be honest. The rotates were good. Glaive opened a nice mid-hole with Config as well, covering him. But Astralis back to the drawing board. First gun round 1 for Entropiq. They've got an AWP to show for it. Elian was playing Krieg first half. Now he's armed and even more dangerous than usual. Flash play on ramp. Crad almost picks him over the box. Getting a better level from Astralis today than I imagined, especially on this map. That gives me hope for the series with Nuke up next. Boy, give that back, Lucky. That's not yours. Glaive wants to throw this exec. Top mid smoke for Config, trying to deny mid. He's mollied as well in the cubby, just in case. Saw what Lucky did last time. Crad's going to gamble inside of the cave for Entropiq. Couple of players here. Forrester even leaning out of A. It's very loud on the B site, and Blame, for a reason, going to take down Nickelback, and that was the only player in cave. Crad had just left that position, unfortunately. Smoke walk. And Lucky's on the other side. Easy kill. Mid lurker gone. Going to force this B exec for Astralis into 3.
Yeah, Elian's AWP situated at ramp. First shot misses. Going to go back in. This is pretty ballsy. Might just get pre-fired. Flash instead going to remove him from the angle, and the exec now coming in. They're up ramp, and he's fiddling with nades. Will get himself tucked in, but it's on the re-swing that Elian is found. The bomb plant denied, and that's a lineup for Forrester.
TikTok.
Suddenly you're playing with time. You're playing with the hearts and minds of Astralis. They flush out Crad, Lackey. They're both pretty low. Blame F's been seen. He knows Glaive's in the site. They're going to swing him together. And they play that one well on the side of Astralis.
Oh, I think if Lackey knew that that back quad player was low, he would have tried to hunt it while the plant was coming in. But great call for Astralis to just double, right swing that as well. They had him locked in the corner, no cover, just a little bit. And that's an Astralis round after all, considering they lose Config in middle. That's a very nice round. Elian getting overwhelmed with the AWP, bit of an awkward one, flashed off his angles. And even though the double comes in off the AUG spray, Entropiq now got to work for this game. 11-11 and fully broken. They may have won their first gun, but that is all they've had since the pistol conversion. Astralis, fire rounds have looked pretty concise. This one should be no exception. Very little on the other side to play with. Oh, Nickelback eats that nade.
Yeah, you know, he was playing cave last round, like pushed up on the, I can't even think of what to call
Wood
it.
wall.
Just like the wall, right?
Yeah.
And I always wish more people would try and bait if that's the play they're going for.
We saw this in the
have a
last
player
series.
jiggle. Yeah, right, because it feels like such a common angle to check.
Very easy to check as well. Not like one of these 50-50s in the close cubbies.
Yeah, you actually can peek it pretty safe, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, team kill in there. Crad not doing any favors to Nickelback, and Config and Zip will maul the other two, leaving just the flank of Forrester with nothing to do but die. 12-11 here. Sorry to break it to you, Forrester, who has been the standout player for Entropiq in this map, the standout player in the entire game. Top of the server right now, but Pistol does nothing for him. And Astralis, they are waking up on this T-side, keeping it pretty basic with just B pumps. And when you can get away with rounds where Config is walking through your donut smoke and still Astralis exec 4-on-3 into B and win it, that's when you know this T-side game plan is working wonderfully. Not really had to see too much depth on the T-half, not needed, not required. Elian's AWP needs to do something big in this round here. 7 double kills for Nickelback. And yeah, you mentioned this earlier. He has been one of the standout players despite being the in-game leader and not necessarily the guy we expect at the top of the board. He's had a couple of really good maps so far this tournament.
This is a big change for Entropiq. They're trying to get aggressive. And it's a little ugly there. The trades favor Astralis. And now that you've gotten yourself 2 B openers, you might even just look to move on in. Crad, he should get checked here. Oh, they don't bother looking his way, and that's going to let him swing out for 1. Forrest has even wormed his way around that missed short smoke. That's getting spammed, and Glaive finds the double entry to get them in. Just Elian and this AWP left alive. And Lucky, oh, he just left the angle.
Did he see him?
Elian saw Lucky, but the information, don't think it went both ways. Lucky's now crossing in with the bomb.
Oh,
it's
not
a
again.
tag. Oh, it's a denial. Elian might be trapped, and the bomb's going to get on out of there. But he's very aware that he's getting wrapped. Now the penny should drop that this bomb has left the B site. He's going to start to chase it down. Probably his best protocol here, right? With CT being lost, he has to follow it through middle. Glaive is already here and in position. And now with Elian so low, He's just going to have to bow out and save the orb.
Oh, there were some really winnable shots there for Elian. Poor guy, he almost hit that flank for Glaive where he saw him through the tiny pixel in the box in Spawn, but good space taken did provide an exit route for Zip. And I can't believe Elian 2 shots lucky there through the wall. It was what he was doing with the scout earlier, hit him 3 times. This time with the orb, a little more oomph in the bullet, takes him out. But Zip just escapes immediately, doesn't let that orb cock a bolt back. Cock-a-doodle-doo, wake up, Entropiq. Astralis are sneaking away with your map right now. 13-11, another eco round on the horizon. You've got to play up against 14. Got to give it to Astralis. Not only did they hold on in the first half, well, I say hold on, I guess it was the opposite. They started strong, then Entropiq pulled it back, and then Entropiq found their pistol and converted it. But all of these factors have not deterred Astralis in the grand scheme. T-side has looked good. Blame is top of the board with Glaive, and that's more like it for Astralis. Talk of these opening kills, it has been Glaive with the majority of the wins, but Blame is very close behind. Fast out middle, Config. Oh, the nades dunk down Glaive and do a lot of damage to Config as well. If he dies here, he gifts a gun in the enemy's map control, but there's no enemies in this map right now. Config walking all the way behind. And meanwhile, by the way, Blame walked through the B smoke. He should have just cleared this out. You got to carry the cubbies, and you have such good timing on Config that he is just going to win the round for you by going and clearing the corners on B. And at this point, Entropiq, they're running in knife out to a position they think they have.
Oh, Elian just catches him. And now the orb's here in time. Still a chance, still an opportunity, and Elian's onto a 3rd. We know he can deny bomb plants, but it's Nickelback and Crad to come in with the following 2.
Unreal.
Elian just by maybe a millisecond able to find Config, and that is the tipping point of the round.
And maybe of the map, Harry. That should have been a guaranteed 14th. Config found so much room, and Astralis, like, no mistakes even made in that round for them, right? It's not like Blame should be running through B, but if he did, Astralis would have had all that info ahead of time. Config could have set up to kill rotates. To think Entropiq were all A. And Elian just hits the perfect shots. Even this one on Blame is unbelievable. No armor. Oh, sorry, he did have armor, but no health after the fact. And Blame keeps bullying Crad. That's still not saving Astralis. They've got to close it here and now. They've given Entropiq wind in their sails and money in their accounts. Elian hits the jump, but with that Glaive Molotov, he's been throwing a lot. You can't take that lane control quickly. Lackey might do it instead in the late round. Entropiq trying to keep the pressure up, dumping nades at this B bomb site, but they might be met by these Astralis players. Everyone is here, lining up the execute, ready to commit.
Ooh. They're going to try and capitalize. They know the nades are being pulled. They can tell this is a B play. Zip all the way up, all the way in, trying to take deep CT. This is nice out of him. Right, nice deep old angle, but a boost.
Look at the boost.
Ooh, there's a tiny little
can
jump.
you even see?
You can get info.
It's not a very good one. That doesn't look like one from Prak. That seems pretty on the fly. Provides nothing.
Are you ready for both Glaive and Zip deep? Forrester isn't, still lands the dink.
Ouch.
He is going to win his fight, and now you just need to find Glaive, you need to find Zip. The hardest thing, though, is getting around over the line when someone like Glaive is still alive. And the surprise! Just Crad now. I know that Zip was long, but he's sticking the bomb. Zip's moving in and does lock the round in for Astralis.
Unreal.
Only way he wins that is if he gets on it, right? You saw how slim a margin it was. Zip knows about the timing.
Mate, Glaive as well on top of that. Glaive and Zip, the old boys of Astralis, locking that round in, right? Glaive's in the smoke. Nickelback's holding him. It looks like Nickelback's about to get the drop. Then it fades. Nickelback turns on the fade, and Glaive just hits a beautiful spray control on both kills. Crad, it's a valiant attempt, but didn't know exactly which side Zip would come from. He gets killed. Zip hasn't bought armor with his AK. That's a bit awkward. He has 3 grand in the bank. Mistakes getting made. He goes back for it. Doesn't hold that on too long. Good stuff. Could have been an error. If Astralis wanted to go fast, now they've got to cool it off. Oh, boy. Pressure getting to Astralis, but they're still holding themselves in this map. 14-12. They may have lost it to pistols, but they pick it up when it matters most. And again, B is just the object of their desires. Mid cleared out first, only Lackey here, and he's hardly spotting, hardly fighting. Nickelback, this is a nice angle, but with the smoke fading, he can't remain here forever. He can flank them, though. They're dropping off mid to B, or B to mid, rather. And if Nickelback wants to make the play to win the round, he can right now. He just doesn't know. Oh, he hears him.
Oh, Lackey. Pushed up in donut, holding the close angle. Dead after one, and now they move in with this bomb. Forrester is getting wrapped through CT. Now Krad's holding it, but the timing gets a little awkward there, and it feeds Forrester to the wolves. Glaive on this wrap, finding a double. This is 15 for Astralis. There's no way back in for Entropiq in this round. Not with the bomb planted open. Ticking away for so long now, and you're just out of position. You've got to hold on to these guns. They're all you're going to have up against 15.
Wow, you've got to give it to Astralis, man. This has not been a map they've touched since the Major, and that was with a different roster as well. These guys have come in, and they look very well prepped for the matchup. They've had really nice executes. The mid-lugs have been fantastic. They figured out what Entropiq were doing, even if they couldn't stop it in that first half on the CT side. And to think this is a very heavy CT-sided map, Astralis have had some incredible T rounds. They have locked Entropiq out of this defense. Easier said than done. This is Entropiq's go-to map right now. Number 9 in the world, Harry. Taking on number 8.
I also want to say now that we've seen Blame actually involved in a lot more opening engagements here than normal. Right, no longer is it just Glaive having to put those up. Both of them 4 and 2 in those opening duels, so it's going a long way. That timing for Forrester, it's unfortunate. It's led to his demise. Lucky has now opened up this A bomb site, and they just spill in, mate. Entropiq have been so concerned about these B plays, so conditioned to lean heavy to this side of the map, and Astralis realized that after the last round.
Oh, they're going through the smoke. Careful, this config up close, and he gets double-faced. The flash has at least delayed it, but the flank for Lackey might have won the round for Entropiq. Big wrap coming in off of the A site, and even though Alien got double flashed off on both his attempts at 1v1s, Astralis still get overwhelmed. Those are the flanks that Entropiq have trying to be running. They know what's going on, but more often than not, Astralis get so many quick kills into bomb sites. The anchors only go 1 for 1, and there's never room for flank. Even like last round, Nickelback coming in on A main, he wanted to go for that 2-on-4, but you're just so out of position, even with good timing, that Astralis won't consider. It's just not enough to win the round when you are in such hard man disadvantages. That's more like it. Lackey coming in with the goods. He's had a really nice game here as well in terms of impact kills. Astralis just trying to close now. A bit of a broken buy. Config Lucky, low economy. They'll use it fast. Oh dear.
Not ready for Blame on the entry. And even though you lose config, it's just going to make you cognizant of these cave players.
Oh, no,
Trying to come through for Forrester. Feels like a hero players to get made. He thought he could have been that guy, but not with them already pushed up in CT. And this is feeling and looking like the beginning of the end, unless someone can deliver some heroics. Nickelback has helped here. Right, that gives you a little bit more to work with. Retrieving the molly, he's going to force Zip out of Ninja. Not into the open yet, and almost caught with nades out, fiddling with them. He's dead. Elian needs to clutch this now, and there's very little time left.
Got a stick.
Not plotting for ramp. You're hoping that's enough. He has dealt with Zip. Blame F won't give the kill away, won't give the peek over, and there's simply not enough time.
Wow.
Astralis going to pick this one up at 16-13, stealing away Entropiq's map pick and delivering us one of their nicest looking T-sides yet. Man, you know, they go back to what was faithful. They go back to what's been working. They have low money. They send in those SMGs to run at the front of the pack.